Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another quarantine vlog discussion. Today's guest, I had the privilege of having a few weeks ago, and I'm just excited to have her back and see where she is at now versus over a month ago when things were still very much under quarantine. Today, things are looking up. In LA County, of course, which is where I am, things are starting to reopen. Of course, there are other counties, neighboring counties like Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, Orange County that have gotten approval from the state to start reopening a lot of things, including dine-in. In LA County, just yesterday, we basically were told that, okay, now you're going to be able to go in and shop at stores. All retailers are open. Of course, everybody just still has to abide by COVID-19 safety protocol. So that's as long as you're doing that, then I think slowly but surely all the businesses are reopening. We're still waiting on barber shops. I know that the neighboring counties, like I said, for example, Ventura County, Santa Barbara County, they've gotten approval for speedier reopening, and that's going to include barbershops and salons. So I'm kind of excited about that. But we'll talk a little bit about dine-in restaurants, which my guest today, Danielle Radin, I'm going to have to ask her how she pronounced her last name. But she actually got to attend one of these restaurants that opened up and for dining experience. So I want to hear about that. All right, so let's just get this started. Danielle, hi, can you hear me?
That was a fancy intro.
I know.
Wow.
You're the first guest to experience that intro. It's brand new.
That was dope.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm slowly but surely sprucing up this little live show here, because we are shifting too. I mean, back when we first talked, we were. I mean, really, everything was on lockdown. Like, really, you couldn't go anywhere unless you're doing some essential shopping, like going to the grocery store or the pharmacy, stuff like that. But now, like, things are reopening. We're still getting, even the press conferences have kind of died down a little bit, but we're still getting them. We're still getting updated numbers and stuff like that for the pandemic. But, as we're heading into the summer, now we're seeing a lot more things open up. And things are looking a little bit better, I think. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. I mean, down in San Diego, we're at a lot more things. Ooh, look at that. Cool.
Yeah.
So you can actually sit down in restaurants, which I'll talk a little bit about. I've been to 3 so far. And they're opening hair salons down here, and then nail salons will be next. And they're trying to set up what will happen with summer camps and things like that as we move into June. So a lot more things opening up, a lot more than LA, I think. And you can sit down on the beach now down here. You don't have to be walking.
Yeah, because that's the thing. In LA County, you still have to be active. You can't just be lounging around. So a lot of Angelenos are going out to these neighboring counties that are allowing people to sit on the beach so that they can do the same thing. But but first off,
everyone from LA would come down to San Diego once we opened everything back up. But there's been a few here and there, but mostly local so far.
Well, that's good. Yeah, because I think a lot of the counties that are seeing the influx of Angelenos are Orange County and Ventura County, just because they're these coastal counties, and they're probably within about like 30 minutes right now. 30 minutes. Traffic is still pretty good considering. I mean, we're seeing a little bit more traffic, of course, but it's still pretty good. So you can pretty much get anywhere within an hour, like further than you've ever gone before. Like before,
wow.
you could get from LA in an hour. You get from LA to LA. So, no, it's good.
Remember that
Well,
scene in Clueless where her dad is like, everywhere in LA takes 1 hour to get to. That was like back in the 90s.
yeah, especially if you're down the
Like
block.
90s.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just drink some water right now with my Hydro Flask.
I'll drink my cold brew. Brought to you
Ooh,
by Cold Brew.
wow! Gelson's. I like those bottles. Like I just got maybe I should have started drinking this, but I got a kombucha. It's like lavender
Ooh,
watermelon flavor. Uh,
no.
and I'm not a big fan of kombucha, but like this just tasted really good. So they come in these little
Oh,
bottles
man.
just like that one, and they're easy to hold and easy to put anywhere.
Yeah, I actually purposely shop at Gelson's so people would think that I'm fancy. I would normally go to, I don't know, grocery outlet, but now I look like I shop with all the elites, so it
Oh
worked.
man, there you go. Well, I mean, right now it's just it's hot in the valley. It's just before our little show here started, I was clocking in at 84 degrees, but it's supposed to get up to 91 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
It,
I
it's pretty good.
can only imagine what
Down
the
here
summer
it's
holds.
70 degrees. So I
Ooh,
might have
man,
to
that's
shop for this.
that's really good. It's
Yeah.
good for dine-in service, that's for sure. For a
Yeah,
nice
it might.
cold beer. But before we get into that, give me an update. Like, what's the latest? What have you been up to? What's happened since last time we spoke?
So last time we spoke, things were bleak,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're less bleak. So I've been working for a new news network called NewsNet, helping them launch their California products. So I'm their West Coast bureau chief. They're a brand new network. They just started in 2018, and they give out content to 42 stations all over the U.S. So LA, San Francisco, Detroit, Orlando, all over the place. So I've been coming in every day, and they gave me a camera and a tripod and an editing system, and I set up the stories and submit it over to them, which they're based in Michigan.
Oh wow.
And yeah, we're trying to launch more of a West Coast product for them, so that's been really cool. And then once the lockdown is done in LA, which now is through July, I should have a job at CBS, I think. Los Angeles. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be starting that at some point.
Exactly. Well,
But
I'm
yeah.
really excited to hear about that for you. I mean, things are looking up for you for sure, and yeah, I can't wait to have you out in LA. You're going to be a force to reckon with.
I don't know about that, but I'll definitely be hitting up all the taco stands.
Exactly.
I'm
Well,
from LA. So it'd be nice to be back, and my parents
yeah.
still live in Hermosa Beach. My sister lives in like Santa Monica area, so it would
Yeah,
be nice
that's
to be close.
that's really good. Yeah, I wonder if they've opened the pier yet. I gotta go and like do a little cruise every couple
Oh, the
weeks or
Hermosa
so.
Pier?
What was that?
The Hermosa Pier?
No, the Santa Monica.
Oh,
Uh,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Because we're always looking at these shots from Santa Monica, and for the last few weeks, it's just it's been shut down. It's a little bit eerie, but I wonder if now that things are opening up, if that's still open under certain regulations, of course. Because still, I think places that are holding large gatherings are still either closed or opened up under certain rules that you have to do. I mean, just the other day, I went out to Home Depot because I need some shears to do a little bit of yard work, and also I need some more tools, like an Allen wrench set is what I'm looking at. But I got there and there was this huge line, so I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go and grab some food. So I actually ended up driving out to Burbank and going to. I know, like I just skipped Home Depot altogether, and I just went to go get food instead.
Which was probably subconsciously the plan all along.
Exactly. Like, oh, I'm so hoping it's like a long line, so I don't have to go in. I can just go get food. But it
Oh
was,
yeah.
yeah. I went to what's the place called? Tokaya Organica. Let me just make sure I did. Yeah, Tokaya Organica. I posted some pictures on my Instagram, so that's how I
Oh, I
went checking
saw
it out.
that. It looked so good.
Yeah, it was. It was like well, have you ever had Sharkies?
Yeah, there's a Sharky's in Hermosa Beach.
Oh man, those are
The
good.
floor was always sticky in that place. It
Well,
was
yeah,
terrible.
yeah, and I mean like those are good. The because I always love the Sharky's chicken. I don't know, it's just whatever spices they put on it. It's just so good. So I always get like
Mhm.
the this burrito that has like black beans and rice and all that stuff. But then yeah, and I haven't had Chipotle in a really long time. But when I did have Chipotle, I was so obsessed over the rice. It was like lime cilantro lime rice or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
that
that.
one jasmine. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was
when I saw Tokaya Organica, they actually have this burrito that has black beans, cilantro, lime rice, and you can have that in a uh, jalapeno tortilla, which is really good.
ooh.
Has a kick to it, of
Oh
course.
yeah,
Yeah, but it was so
they go
good.
all out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have several
What's up? They're
places.
brought to you by Victoria.
I should
Fine,
have
come on.
a little button to bring up their logo.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd be eating like a big burrito right here, right now. Man, you're getting me hungry.
It always
But
comes back to burritos and tacos with me.
there you go. But let's talk a little bit of let's talk about the dining experience.
Okay.
Yes. So what was that like? Tell me about it.
So similar to LA, there's a bunch of different cities down here within the county, and they all have their own regulations. So I was in a part of town called North Park for my first time back to a restaurant, and it was very cool. Now this is coming off of a bar that just really messed up because they let everybody in. There were all these Instagram videos of college kids going crazy, not wearing masks, shoulder to shoulder, and all that. So this restaurant was being really careful because the county supervisor saw that. They said, "No way, you're shut down indefinitely." It was a whole thing. So I went to a place called True North, and
Hmm.
right when you get there, of course, you have to have your mask on, but they look at your ID
Hmm.
and then they sanitize it, hand it back to you. And then once you're in the restaurant, which looks like this, everyone was pretty good about social distancing. You can see they're about 10 feet apart or so.
Hmm.
And something that I liked about it is you're not really required to talk to strangers anymore because you're so far apart from them and you're not allowed to leave
Oh.
your table. So
Oh. Hmm.
I don't like making small talk with strangers at bars because as a reporter, all you do is interview strangers. So I don't want to do that when I go out.
Yeah.
It's an unpopular opinion. But so I liked that. I could just kind of talk to the friends that were there. And then
Yeah.
they don't give you menus. They have the menu up on the screen right there,
Uh
along
huh.
with the television. But they
Hmm.
also had a little sticker on the table. So you could take a picture with your cell phone of that sticker with the code on it, and that would bring up the menu too, so that you wouldn't have to touch it.
Wow.
So that was nice. And once you're in there, you can take your mask off, like while you're eating and stuff.
Uh huh.
But when the waitress comes back and asks what you want, it's better to put it on. And all the waitresses and the bartenders, they were so grateful to be working, which was really nice to see. They were saying, I was so bored and I'm so happy to be back at work. So that was
Yeah.
cool. And then
Wow.
at the end, they sanitize your credit card right in front of you too.
Oh wow! Okay, man. They have all these safety protocols in place. I would have never imagined that would have to be a standard thing now. And but I'm glad that they're coming up with these ideas of how to do this. I mean, just look at that. That's oh man, I kind of miss dining now.
Oh,
But
I know. It was like it was such a novelty, you know. It was
yeah,
really interesting. Oh, but I do have to warn people that
yes.
there's a bunch of like surcharges now because the
Uh huh.
restaurants can't get to full capacity,
Oh
and
okay.
they've not been open, so you got to make up for all that lost revenue. Plus, you have to tip the waitresses and bartenders really well because they haven't been working, and so you
Yeah.
might go in and it says, a drink for $10. Well, they're going to tack on a surcharge at the end,
Wow.
which is the coronavirus surcharge. So I got two drinks and some chicken tenders, and it was $50 when it was all said and done.
Wow. And this was just for you?
Yeah, that was just my bill.
Wow. Yeah, we're looking at some
Friends,
chicken tenders right here.
yeah, my friend got the loaded tot, and it came to $50. So that's another
Wow.
thing too. Is just be careful about those surcharges. And I totally get it. You want the restaurants to stay afloat, and they need to make up for all that they lost during that time. But I would just go and get one drink and be done with it.
Wow. And have you been to other dine-in restaurants after this one?
Yeah, I went to two other bars. One of them wasn't as um, safe as the other one. People were way
Uh-huh.
closer together. So our rules down here are that you have to be a restaurant slash bar as opposed to a bar slash restaurant to open. So you have to serve food. So a lot of times these places are making you get a food voucher if you don't want to eat, or just something small like French fries or something like that. But this other restaurant didn't have you buy any food, and everyone was very close together. I would say probably 3 feet apart, and nobody was wearing masks. And we kind of were asking the waitress about this, and they were saying, "Well, we'll just stay open until they shut us down." They
Oh
actually they didn't
wow.
even have a time when they were going to shut down. Most people, because it's a restaurant slash bar, they're closing their facilities at like 11 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
But they said we'll just keep going until the cops shut us down.
Wow.
So that was a different experience. Didn't feel
Mhm.
quite as safe. But then a third place, they were even more socially distant. So it just
Uh-huh.
depends on the establishment.
Oh wow. And this is all in the same county.
Yeah, this is all in San Diego,
Wow.
in different
Incredible.
little sections
Yeah.
of it, but San Diego City as well.
That's incredible. I mean, it's definitely going to be a challenge getting everybody to kind of have like a uniform way of doing things when dining in. So, uh, I mean, was there any point in time that where you kind of felt like, oh, maybe I'll just go to a different place? You just kind of didn't feel that you were completely safe.
Yeah, I mean, people will walk by you and they'll just whiz by without a mask and they're not socially distancing because they're trying to get to the bathroom or whatever.
Yeah.
But another thing is the lines outside are so long, and you
Mhm.
never quite know when you're going to get in because you just have to wait for a table to become open. Which when is that going to happen? So you could have maybe four people in front of you in the line, and it could take anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour, just depending on if they have the room or not. So, yeah, there's definitely the art of choosing the short line or the line that you think is going to go the fastest because every single place has a line. There's just no getting around that. So, that's another thing, too. And then once you are inside, you have to, if you're not feeling comfortable at that place, it's kind of like, well, are you going to go back, find another place with a short line and start all over. And maybe that place isn't great too. So most people seem to just be sticking to one place. We'll just go to like one place in the day and then go home after that. So yeah. It's a trip. It's different.
An adventure. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're saying all this because you're prepping me for when I have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
There were so many like unexpected things going back. I just
mhm.
thought, oh, we'll go in and it'll be like before, but it's
Yeah.
completely different.
Well, yeah, especially the surcharges part. That's a part I did not count on. I think there was talk about it, or earlier in the discussion of how these restaurants were gonna offer dine-in options once everything started reopening. But that was a while back, and I totally forgot about that. So I'm glad you brought up that thing about the surcharges. That's just incredible. Um,
Yeah,
mhm.
it's I was talking to a guy who owns a Mediterranean restaurant for one of my stories, and he said it just makes the most sense because if you change the prices on your menu, you're going to pay, $500 to get brand new menus, and then who knows how long you're going to have this surcharge and all that. Also, another thing he said was there's a serious chicken and beef shortage,
Mm.
so restaurants are totally losing. They can't even make up what it costs to have it imported to their place. So that's another thing to consider too.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely a lot. And then now the retailers are opened up as well for uh, it, shopping inside the store. I wonder if there are any caveats with that. Um, so I mean, we'll see. The only way is to get out there and experience. I mean, I'm sure if you call ahead, there might be somebody that's going to give you the information you seek. But did you at any point? And I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. This is just purely for information. But did you at any point see like maybe some of these businesses were not forthcoming, or were they just like, hey, this is unfortunately what we're gonna be doing, and the surcharges and all that stuff? Was that all like clear and laid out beforehand?
No, one of the restaurants that had it on its little electric menu when I pulled it up on it said it right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a surcharge of this much percent. Uh, the other restaurant, no, just completely caught us by surprise when the bill came out. You're kind of like, oh, wish we would have known that, but what can you do? So,
Yeah.
I understand because most of the time, a lot of the waiters and the bar staff aren't really exactly sure what the rules are or what's going on. They're just taking it day by day as well. So, like when I asked that waitress, when is this place shutting down? And she said, we have no idea. We're
Wow.
closing for the night. So, so yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, but just keep that in mind. And I guess that you could ask ahead of
Mm-hmm.
time. One bartender said that they had always had surcharge pricing, but we knew that that wasn't true. So there's a lot of confusion, I think, about what's going on and what the rules are and how long the surcharges will last and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
just be understanding when you go out.
Yeah.
I just go
Exactly.
with the flow.
Exactly. And ask questions.
Yeah,
um,
and then
uh,
just deal with being broke afterwards. So
yep. Very true. Very true. Well, now I know I have to save up twice as much to go out and eat and dine in.
yeah, get that
Yeah.
overtime or whatever. Dip into your
Yeah.
savings.
Well, and did you ask at any point how they came up with these surcharges about the, let's just say, the coronavirus surcharge? It's like, how did they come up with that amount? Uh,
I don't know how they do it. It's
yeah.
got to be some kind of formula based on the restaurant, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. And it's pretty arbitrary. Like sometimes it's 4%, sometimes it's over 10%.
Wow.
So, yeah, just depends.
Hmm. Man, very interesting. Well, Danielle, before we wrap this whole thing up, is there anything else that you like to talk about? Anything that you've experienced out there that people might benefit from hearing? I mean, this restaurant and dining experience was priceless. I mean, that's great information. But is there anything else that you have experienced so far?
No, I mean, I think people are getting a little bit more lax with walking near each other with masks. And you have to remember that for older people, that's still very scary for a young person to be crossing near them without the mask on. And I see it all the time. And the person will get flustered, but what are you supposed to say to a stranger? Like, hey, don't walk so close to me. You just keep that in mind. Be mindful that this is still a very spreadable disease, and you got to wear that mask and just stay away from people. And then if you do get a surcharge or whatever at a restaurant, just think of it like a donation to the small businesses to keep them afloat. So stay positive.
Yeah, great, awesome advice, and thank you for taking some time to just come on and update us on what's going on and what you've been going through. And yeah, I can't wait for you to come out to LA and show a lot of people how it's done.
I will just guide people into restaurants and be like, this is the way it is. Maybe I'll have a staff and a cape. Massive,
Exactly.
you know,
Ex-
following all the I know what's up.
exactly.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me. This is always really fun.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
love that new intro.
I knew
Keep
you were
it
gonna
going.
say that, and yeah, I love it. And like I said, you're the first one to have that intro.
Is there an
And
outro?
no, unfortunately not. But that's coming. So I'm gonna have to have you
Yeah.
back so that we can
There
have
you go.
you be the like the first one to experience that out.
Oh, I was honored.
Yeah, we'll just have you on just so we can have that out play. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I was thinking about that, and it's like, oh, should I come up with this out? And I really want to, but like it takes some time. Although like I spent like maybe a couple hours building the intro, the staying open, because I knew it just had to be short, but. Like, trust me, I had these other ideas that probably were gonna take me longer, but it's a lot of fun just having a little bit more time now to kind of now that I've been working from home for what was it, like over 60 days for sure. I've kind of gotten into the flow of things. So like before, I was like, oh, what do I do first? Like, what do I set up first? And do I have this set up? I gotta get my links ready, la 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 la. And then finally now it's like I can literally just turn on the computer and I have everything kind of preset and saved, and like off to the races we go. So it's just giving me a little bit more time to redesign this little show. Of course, as we pivot away from just being under quarantine and now people are actually going out and experiencing other things, then you know I gotta adapt too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It gives you more time to get the creativity flowing with the format of the show. So that's
Exactly.
cool. I've got Adobe Premiere on my computer if you want help, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I might just do that.
I was actually right before this, I'm doing a story on scams today. So I
Oh,
had
okay.
filmed my computer cords and I was moving the camera, and then I edited that on top of some stuff of me typing. And I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty good.
Man, that's awesome. And that's gonna be. Is there anywhere we can see this, like on your social media or like a website, a particular website that we can look at your
Yeah, you can
this
see it
report?
on the Newsnet website for people in LA. It's on Channel 8. Um,
Okay.
and so if you're not in LA, then it is on newsnet.com.
Newsnet.com. Okay, I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
to that. I'm gonna check that just so I can look for that one shot. But no, that's yeah, it's great to just hear that you're doing well and you're in a good spot right now. So let's just keep that going, and
Yeah.
As long as you're staying safe out there, it's great. But if you want to stick around, I got somebody that wants to say hi to you. But we can wrap this up
Okay.
now, and we don't, I don't want to keep you all day here. Although I think we can probably talk for a very long time. You're
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the stuff you're putting out on your Instagram, but I know you have also like Twitter and Facebook. So where can people find you if they want to connect with you on social media?
Yes, I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Danielle Radin, MMJ, which stands for Multimedia Journalist and not Medical Marijuana. And Twitter is at Danielle Radin, and I'm also on TikTok because I want to be relevant to the kids. So I'm on TikTok, but I don't know my username. So that
Oh
doesn't matter.
man. So,
I don't really know what I'm doing on there, but I'm trying, and that's all that matters.
oh man. Yeah, TikTok is one of those platforms I still haven't gotten into. In fact, I still have an account with what's it called, Snapchat.
MySpace? Oh.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm sure everybody that's looking at this and is beyond a certain age or under a certain age, they're gonna say like, "What the heck is MySpace?"
Yeah, what's MySpace? Oh, that makes me feel old. I remember on Twitter a few weeks ago, it was
uh-huh.
trending that the kids didn't know who NSYNC was. They're like, "What's an NSYNC?" That made me feel really old.
Wow. Oh
At that
boy.
point, I was like, "I give up. I can't do it anymore. I'm out. Goodbye."
Oh man, that is nuts. Yeah, it's. I feel like a lot of times I'm getting older and older, but uh, I mean, just because I'm a big tech geek, I like to get my hands dipped everywhere in multiple sources and platforms
Yeah.
and see what comes of it. But TikTok is just not one of those that I have gotten into yet. So we'll see. I did that Facetune app a long time ago. Well, a long time ago. It's probably like 6 months ago. Um,
Cool.
where they age you, so you can either look like a
Oh
baby or
yeah,
like
that
an
was
old person.
crazy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
and
that.
then
Oh,
what was the thing with that? Like it was like some Russian company was behind that, so then everybody all of a sudden like
oh
jumped out
yeah,
of it.
they claim to get your information or like get your retina so they can break into your phone. I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh man, actually, one last thing before we go. I know Twitter just came out with like a way to, I guess, if you're spreading misinformation, they do like a fact check kind of thing. Like they give you a little link and they send you over to actual factual information. They did this with President Trump just yesterday, I
Yeah, I
believe.
saw that.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
so what do you think about that new feature from Twitter?
I think it's cool. I mean, being a reporter, the last thing you want is for fake news
Hmm.
to be spread, and that's what we get accused of all too often nowadays. So I think that it's good to have a fact checker on there just to make sure that you are reading accurate information. And sometimes you go to an article from Twitter and you're not even sure what the source is, and then who knows if it's factual and accurate, if it's gone through a fact checking process like what we have to do at your station and at my station. And so it's a very gray area. I get my news from Twitter pretty much every day. That's the first source I check because it gets up the fastest, but that can also be a bad thing if you want the facts, because a lot of times the first thing that comes in is not the most accurate thing. So I think that it's a good step, and I'm always for information being brought in a way that's both quick but accurate at the same time. So it's probably for the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. First thing I do in the mornings is check out my social media platforms and see what's up. I check my Instagram to see how many likes I got versus the day before. But on Twitter, yeah, I go in to get information and see and just kind of catch up on quickly on what I missed in the last 8 hours. But yeah, I'm glad Twitter's doing that too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what the next platform is. I'll look for you on TikTok.
Yeah, please don't. I don't know what I'm doing on there. I shouldn't have even brought it up. I've got like 100 videos, but I'm not sure if they're public or not, or if they should. Just don't look for me there.
Oh man! All right, you got it. Well, thank you for coming on and making us all laugh. You got a great attitude.
Thanks for having me. This is always a great time.
All right, Danielle. So stick around. Somebody wants to say hi, and for everybody else that tune in to this live broadcast or this watching on replay, I'm glad you are, and I really do appreciate your support. We're gonna keep these going. We'll see for how long. Hopefully, if this kind of grinds to a halt soon, then that means that things have reopened, and that's always good news. So for now, we're still at a stay-at-home order, of course, but more places are opening up every day, and more activities are being offered. So be sure to, if you're going a little crazy, be sure to take advantage of those. If not, just go out for a walk. It's a beautiful day today, but it is a little hot, so that's why I've been drinking my my water here with my special edition Yosemite Hydro Flask. I love this thing. So, be sure to stay hydrated out there. And until next time, just take care of yourself, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time.